Have you ever stopped to think about what really happens when someone replaces you as if you were disposable? It's as if suddenly you were erased from the story and the other person parades a brand new chapter as if nothing had existed before. But what if I told you that this swap isn't progress at all? It's a downgrade. That behind the shine of novelty, there's only an escape from what's real. Does this mean you weren't good enough? No, it means the other person didn't have the maturity to handle what you offered. Is the new person better than you? Also, no. They simply fit into something easier, more malleable, and more superficial, something that doesn't demand the same depth you gave. Many people trade you like they change clothes. No warning, no explanation, no regret. One day you're present, giving your all, believing in what you're building. The next, it's as if you never existed. Someone new shows up, and what felt like love becomes discarded past. But that replacement isn't an improvement, it's a downgrade. Those who trade depth for surface don't level up, they fall. The deepest pain isn't just absence, it's contempt. Realizing that while you were making plans, the other was making comparisons. That you lost not because you were too little, but because you were too much. Shallow people can't handle real love. And in the end, the one who truly loses is the one who traded you for something that shines but doesn't illuminate. Don't blame yourself. Some people just can't handle what's real. They prefer easy applause and moldable relationships. So, if this message is already hitting you, hit the like button now, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this today. Because what comes next will change the way you see the one who replaced you. You are a lighthouse. You don't chase boats, you watch. One day, they get lost in the sea of their own choices, and by then, it will be too late to come back. You weren't replaced for being weak, but for being too strong. It's time to stop shrinking yourself and understand that whoever lost you lost a lot. What is rare can't be found again. The right person doesn't make you compete for love. Yes, it hurts to see someone turn their back and give your place to another, but that pain is a sign of awakening. The strongest response to loss isn't revenge, it's rebirth. When you go silent, stop justifying yourself and respond with peace. Something inside you transforms. You weren't forgotten or replaceable. You're simply out of reach for someone who didn't know how to value you. Let them run after illusions while you become the peace they will never find again. They didn't leave because you were too little, but because they were too empty to handle something real. Sometimes it feels like you've been erased, but you weren't replaced due to lack of value. The other person simply lacked the maturity to see what they had. You are a diamond to someone who can only see glitter. That says nothing about your worth, but everything about their blindness. It's common to wonder if the new person is better or if you made mistakes. But those questions are born from fear, not truth. Someone else's inability to see your value does not reduce it. Even gold can fall into the wrong hands. Yes, it hurts, but remember, you didn't lose. You were set free. They may think they made an upgrade, but they swapped something real for a distraction. They ran from responsibility and depth. Silence hurts, and absence feels like rejection. But only the strong understand that real power lies in pausing. Resisting the urge to react restores your energy. You are a tree with deep roots. They are birds that land and then fly away. They looked for another tree thinking it prettier, But not every tree offers shade and peace. The other side seemed greener because of noise and distractions, but it's all temporary. Healing begins when you stop chasing closure that was never your responsibility. You don't need their validation, nor the failure of their next relationship. The fear that they might be happier is a lie. Real happiness doesn't need a stage. You are unforgettable, but you must stop watching their life to nourish your own soul. You don't compete with illusions or beg to be chosen. Those who can't handle your light run to the shadows. You don't follow, you don't chase, you rise. Your wholeness doesn't depend on anyone. This pain isn't the end, it's the start of your rebirth. They expected drama or an outburst, but you gave silence, and that's when everything starts to crumble. Leave with class, not as a move, but as a statement. Refusing to fight for someone who never understood your value changes the energy. Suddenly, they wonder why you seem so at peace while they fall apart. You don't compete with who they chose. You were already the light. Now your silence speaks louder than words. One day the fake shine will fade, and all that will remain is emptiness. You will be elevated, not bitter. They wanted control and expected you to beg, but you didn't give them the show. Silence forces them to face the questions they avoid. You're not playing to win. You've left the game. The light they thought they had was always yours. Those who care can still choose ego in chaos, but caring isn't the same as valuing. If they didn't value you when you were there, they don't deserve to applaud your absence. Anger still gives them energy. Indifference is the funeral of the ego. They can't manipulate a silence that comes from peace. They expected to see you on the ground, but you stood tall. They expected you to beg, but you set boundaries. If your silence is proof of healing, then it is power. Without an audience, their ego collapses. They try to sell an image of moving on, but it's an escape. What you gave was nourishment. Now they seek distraction. You were depth, something irreplaceable. Seeing them flaunt happiness right after hurts, but that's not growth, it's performance. It's not new love, it's running from silence. No new body will give them the soul you gave. Maybe you fear they're truly happy, but understand love doesn't come from running away, and growth doesn't come from pretending. When they need peace and find only noise, they'll remember you. While they try to erase you, you rebuild yourself. You don't beg for attention. Your worth doesn't depend on anyone staying. If you were replaced quickly, affirm this: you are essence. It's not just their relationship that starts to crumble, but who they've become without you. You are no one's anchor. You are the sky. You step away not from coldness, but from awareness. The storm is theirs, the calm is yours. Their collapse is silent, forced smiles, distractions, but their subconscious knows the truth. In random moments, the name that comes up is yours, and this time you don't save them. Your self-love speaks louder. You know not every broken tie should be mended. Your strength is in silence that is elevated presence. While they pretend to move on, you truly advance, free of the need for validation. Your silence is a declaration of healing and freedom. You build a present where your peace is non-negotiable. Each day without the weight of, "Are they thinking of me?" is freedom. You're not waiting for apologies or promises. You've already moved on. This isn't running away, it's wisdom. Your mission isn't to shrink to be loved, but to grow to be respected, starting with yourself. This silence isn't absence, It's the end of performance and the beginning of truth. You're not on pause, you're in construction, rising toward clarity. If you ever doubted your worth because you were replaced, repeat this: I am unforgettable. Say it for every time you confused silence with disregard, because now they feel your absence as an eternal echo, and you have become someone impossible to replace. If this message made sense to you, write here in the comments, "My silence is power." Like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs to be reminded that they are never replaceable. Because the more people understand this, the fewer will settle for less than they deserve.